What's up, guys? Andy again with Blue Productions, bringing you the second round of the Big Rip Classic 2020 presented by Discraft. Shout out to the video sponsor, Tremont at 22 Apartments over there in Hattiesburg, doing great things. Appreciate the sponsorship. Here today with Tailor Holley back in the booth.
What up, fam? Nice to be back, as always.
Of course, so glad to have you back. There's the other sponsors here for the tournament. Appreciate them as well. Tailor, bring us back into the second round.
Yeah, man, excited to be helping cover this here. Gonna be a 5-some on the lead card with Nageeb, Matty O, John Blount, Tony Bass, the defending champ, and Mason. So there's the rest of your leaderboard there, all the way down to the bottom, hanging out with none other than Wreck Rob. Always have to give Wreck Rob a shout out there, and bring us in the hole one, Andy.
Yeah, shout out to all those guys. Good tournament going so far. Here is hole one on Eagle's Nest. You'll see right off the bat, it's a slightly different style course than Eagle's Landing that we just had in round one. A little bit more accuracy coming into play with some trees. Most of the players are going to take a big hyzer on this hole, just kind of land softly, not in the water.
Ooh, and Matty O breaking out the top hat.
Oh yeah, like it. So
yeah, obviously I wasn't around for round one, so
right.
I played a little catch up here. But yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah,
I guess
sticking with it in football season.
Yeah, not technically a top hat. I don't know what you would call that, but
the bear.
Yeah, yeah. This looks to be a really good line. Oh yeah.
Yeah, for those who didn't see round one, hopefully you've seen round one. You saw the battle going on between those two guys for sure, and then John here and everybody else pretty close by, so it should be a really good battle all the way.
And that caught a little bit of that pine tree right there on the corner. John fortunate enough to just carry though. Should be okay, be a long jump putt. Very nice.
Yeah, the defending champ doing champ things, just nearly a tap in, start off the second round.
Yeah, luckily the wind seeming to be pretty calm here, because a left to right wind on this hole I would think would not be ideal for these guys. Obviously throwing hyzer out there, but now Andy, are they playing?
That's safe. Yeah,
that is safe.
I mean, you get
okay,
your
cool.
relief.
Gotcha.
Spoiler alert: I don't think you wanted to take relief.
Yeah. Good effort there.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if you're comfortable with the straddle here. You know, you don't want to lose any distance. You'd rather just stay right on the edge of the circle and
Yeah, I wonder if just the little bench kind of with that swooping putt just kind of was in his head there.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's exactly how I felt. So
yeah,
this will be a chance for Nageeb to take the early lead. Yep. There you go.
Just putter's been on fire all tournament to this point, so he's definitely looking to keep that going.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't get to see round one, but 9 down anywhere, you know, you would think solid score. So the turbo. It's just one thing I've never been able to master. Turbo putts and rollers, man. And I don't know that I care enough about the turbo putt to figure it out. But to each their own. To each their own. So there you go, a couple birdies. Tony Bass getting a stroke on Matt there. So fighting back for second place and moving on to the second hole.
Yeah, and you see Jeeb there at 10 under. He was the first one to get to double digits round one. Ended with a bogey, but now he's the first one back. So going to hole two, 400 feet, par 3. Beautiful hole here through the tunnel of the trees. There is a hyzer route that will be going right of the drone shot. I think most players are more comfortable with that, but not much trouble unless you're left side where that road was.
Yeah, very pretty hole. Interesting to me that it is the third hardest hole of the day, playing about 1/10 of a stroke over par. Because, I mean, you know, the gap seems to be a little tight, but I would think as long as you get out of the gate, you know, the worst you take is a 3 there. But
yeah,
probably not a lot of birdies to counteract a couple of bogeys, which is why.
True, yeah. I mean, 400 feet for these guys isn't far, but just trying to keep it slowly landing there, I guess.
Yeah, and that basket being slightly downhill at the end obviously is going to really make you want to push a finish low to the ground. You don't want to loft anything. Get back in here. Oh, that's, oh man, the whole thing's OB.
Beautiful forehand.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Just pulled it.
Ooh, and that's going to make for a long hole.
Yeah. Nearly snuck all the way through there.
Yeah, smooth little putter shot. Just turn it over a little bit too much to the right. Go. Good run. Safe, easy layup for the 3.
Something to note, you're usually our apparel guide.
Expert guide.
Yeah. Matty O's sunglasses, I believe, fell off every shot round 1.
Oh,
so
interesting. So something to watch for. So
a few times he wore it on his face, they stayed still. Another good run there from John, too.
Yep.
But yeah, something to look out for there on our apparel notes.
We'll be keeping you posted. Very nice. Great save for the par there.
Yeah.
Again, I go back to the tee shot. From the tee shot, not a hole you really want a bogey. I mean, it's not a lot to it. Obviously, I think a birdie is a bonus here, but you just kind of take a long putt and look at a 3. So great save. And that, unfortunately, a little low right and just getting the kick out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, going back to hole 1, Mason missing the putt at the picnic table. Definitely a birdie he wants. You don't want to go down with a bogey the next hole, so
right.
Big save mentally as well.
Yep, and John taking the bogey. Obviously had that OB over on the other side of the road, and then everyone else cleaning up with the pars.
All right, so going to the 7th hardest hole of the course. Averaging just under par. 223 feet is just a very narrowed green right there at the end. You want to make your putt, and it's really simple. I mean, you're going to throw a straight shot for the most part.
Whew. Yeah, like you got you a little pizza slice down there at the end with a 30-foot circle and the OBs.
Yeah, I like this play here from Tony. If you can find that gap there, which
beautiful.
I think off the tee it looks a little smaller than it really is.
So, Andy, if you had one slice of pizza to have, what would it be? Just for the fans at home, they want to know, what's your favorite pizza?
Gosh.
Right now, I put you on the spot there.
Right now, I'm really digging the Supreme.
Okay. I mean, hey, you get your meats, you get your veggies.
With the green olives. Love a green olive.
Love a green olive.
John finding the olives up there.
The olive branch.
Forced to just lay up for the 3.
Hey, but stayed inbounds. You know what I mean? Especially Jeeb here, same thing. Because it does get narrow. And I kind of like it. It's like the more aggressive you play on the hole, the bigger of a risk you're going to take with the OB. So
yeah.
It rewards an aggressive shot, but it also makes it very risky.
Yeah, and then if you're not dead on with it, your putt, you don't hit metal, might slide out into the pavement.
Oof.
Two for 2 on the turbo.
3 for 3.
Oh, 3 for 3, excuse me.
Yeah. Turboed every hole so far. Now, mind you, they've all been inside of about 11 feet. I would love to see him break it out from 30. But yeah, hey, if you don't have to putt from outside of 11 feet, either you're having a lot of cleanup pars or you're throwing really good off the tee box.
Yeah, that's true. So Jeeb gonna clean that up, leaving Tony the only deuce, the lone deuce. And he pulls himself to 2 strokes back. So All right, hole 4, par 3, 265 feet. Fifth hardest hole, averaging over par. As you can see, this very narrow gap that you're forced to throw through there if you take the backhand. There is the big wide forehand that Mr. Bass is taking.
Like so. Oh, ooh, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
That green is interesting for that forehand coming in there because you almost want the disc to be very flat. Tony kind of just showed you why there. You got a chance to get a pretty bad kick and could easily roll back down the hill.
Mm-hmm. And a good, nice, just accurate tee shot there from Jeeb. Not trying to do too much.
Yeah, I mean, 265 here. Like, find your comfort disc and hit your line. Not trying to do anything crazy. Hey, sunglasses on the face. So far, first impressions, I really like this course. This is pretty.
Yeah, this is a pretty course. The whole property is just beautiful. And after watching a few holes of John throw, you got to think if there's a forehand route, he's taking it.
He's going to find it. Look, I'm always an advocate of the forehand because you don't have to take your eyes off the target.
Yeah, for sure.
Settle. Very nice.
Yep, solid looking putt there.
Yeah, I like his tempo on those putts. It's very slow and controlled on the way down. He keeps the same tempo on the way back up towards the basket. Shout out to you viewers at home. Tempo is everything.
The rare miss from Jeeb.
Mm-hmm.
Cleans it up nicely. Almost a more difficult putt on the comeback, being elevated.
Yeah, I think to me elevated putts uphill are some of the hardest putts because of your hit or your hit square is a lot smaller. Geometry.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess outside of 11.
Outside of 11, just slightly.
Oh no. That's a head dropper. Seemed like it hit pretty solid. Just must have been upper left side.
Yeah, I just wonder about. I don't know or understand because I've not practiced them, but the mechanics of a turbo putt, and so the spin on the disc, and you're generating a lot of spin on the disc. So to me, if you hit one of the sides that you with that spin, you get a better chance of kicking out. So
yeah, I guess so. Well, it takes us to the easiest hole on the course, averaging 2.5. So definitely a shot you want to nail down off the tee. Really just a smooth backhand hyzer. As John is showing here. Leaking it a little to the left, but it's right there in front of that fence. He should be safe for the circle putt.
very nice.
Yep.
Now, Andy, is that, you probably talked about it already, but that fence line there, I'm assuming is OB.
Yes, and it's actually got some barbed wire.
Oh.
So you get your 2 meters, which is a
Your belief, yep.
good thing to note.
Love how you enunciated the barbed wire. Oh, Matt playing a little pinball there. Should find a putt, though. Luckily to get in the middle of the 2 trees, so shouldn't have anything in his way.
Just a low release.
Yep, I'm probably going to settle for the 3 here. Ooh.
He gave it a run.
You did. All right, let's see if she can put one in there. Hey-o.
He can, and he did.
A little low left, but hey.
He's
found the
playing for
basket.
keeps.
There you go, Matt. Good putt.
Round 1, me and Brad had the conversation just the amount of glide he gets off of his putt is so unique. I mean, everything about his putt is unique, but it's crazy the glide that he does get as Tony redeems his turbo.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful dead center looking putt there. So good to see Tony come back and have a little confidence and authority on that one.
Something funny here, John would have been out if it was 1 meter, but since he took his 2 meter, Tony was out. So that was a funny little tango.
Little takes two to tango.
But there you go, Mason. Unfortunately, the only 3 there. But
It happens.
Yeah,
Happens to
it
the
does
best of
happen. Going to the second easiest hole. So back to back, little easy 2-hole stretch. It's 270 feet. The play here is throw it towards the fence and just hyzer in. You just don't want to let it go too soon, basically. Just hyzer into the woods because it's not very forgiving.
Now, Andy, I'm guessing the play, is to go outside of that pine tree there,
Yes,
not to
yes.
go down the middle. Gotcha. Plenty of room out there to go hyzer right.
It's gonna be too soon.
Yeah. Yeah, and back to like a couple holes ago, I do like, the way some of these baskets are finishing at angled points. So it really rewards you if you hit a great shot, but you've got to get risky with, landing a tree line to the left, OB to the right, if you really are going to challenge all the way to the basket.
Smooth release there.
That was. Oof. That tree line is tight.
Yes, it is. Just the way that slope too just runs down to the basket.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
I think that's the better line. Yes.
Very nice. Oh, baby. Show us something here, Tony. Good touch.
Yes, it was.
Beautiful. Didn't try to do too much there. I think he knew, we're not really trying to run this. Let's just make sure we don't do anything silly. That's the best putt Nageeb's had all around.
That was so good.
That was beautiful. And, I heard it watching some Jomez coverage not too long ago. They were talking about Kevin Jones and his putt, and I thought it interesting because in all my years playing, I've never really thought about it. But if someone is putting center and then really high in center, that is when they are at their most confident, apparently. Is like, a lot of people say, oh, you should be aiming right over the edge of the rim, which I think is true, but people talk about when you're really confident in the zone, you end up, being dead center but a little high there, like Nageeb did. Oh, just a thought. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I think it's because it's like, I'm confident in the power I'm putting behind it, and so you just get a little more on it than normal. Food for thought.
Yeah. I was a little hungry, so I needed that.
A good snack every now and then, never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
By the way, I have been told I needed to try toasty Cheez-Its.
Oh, yeah.
The extra toasty
Just
ones
finished
or whatever.
a box.
So, yep. I bought a box today. Yeah, and Andy, this is like a 2-hole stretch that you definitely don't want to come away at even par. I think even at one birdie, you're kind of frustrated, but moving on hole 7.
Yeah. Here's hole 7, par 3, 261 feet, right in the middle of the pack on difficulty. The distance is super easy. The gap is not that hard. I think it's just getting it right to the point of the basket and having something sit.
Yeah, and it looks to be, you correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, but thick and trouble off the fairway here.
Yeah.
Especially early. I think if you get, down the fairway like that, you can at least pitch out maybe and take your 3. But if you hit early.
Yeah, hopefully he's not in there too bad. But
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, this looks to be like almost just a straight shot more than anything. You don't really need to play the right finish with the basket. Just play down the middle for 250 or something, and like so.
Yeah, I mean,
Beautiful.
perfect.
Yep.
20 feet, maybe less.
And that's, I think that's what you ask for there.
Mason, believe, grabbing one of his rocks.
Ooh. Hot sauce.
Yeah, that came in quick.
Louisiana. Do it. Pretty little touch forehand from Matt there. Like he's done that a time or two.
Yeah, Jeeb is in there somewhere.
Oh, wow.
How cool would that have been?
It just fell out of the sky and almost landed in the basket. It's just thick in there, man. It's really hard to get any kind of look. And here we go from about 20. Bazinga!
Yeah, I like that. I think he was talking, between holes, round one, just about it's a comfort thing.
What, the turbo putt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Just it's no use in lining up a traditional style putt if you're comfortable with that.
yeah. I mean, I tell everybody all the time in disc golf, it's just the same way that golf is to me. Putting is all about feel, right? Like there's 100 different putters you can use of different molds. There's 100 different ways to putt. But whatever's comfortable, whatever gives you confidence, on the putting green, that's all you're looking for. So that's what works for Tony. It works for him.
Yeah.
And there he is, 2 strokes off the lead. Got a stroke on both Matt and Nageeb.
Yeah, and just as the course, that one came in 10th difficulty. They kind of split it, so that there's proof of it. Here's a cool hole.
Ooh.
Got that Mando there on the right. You're just gonna throw. Honestly, a turnover is a really nice angled shot for this hole. It's a tight little curve.
Jeez Louise.
I think the forehand has the chance to skip into the woods.
And you can tell Tony's played here a few times.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you were to play forehand here, you almost have to play like a flip-up flat that just barely rides a tree line to the left, because you're right. You're going to easily get a flare back out to the right if not. Oh, wow, that needed to miss that one tree.
Yeah, that was so close. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard them talking about that Mando actually being very new. So a lot of other times you could have thrown like a thumber or something over the top.
Okay. Nageeb likes him to go with the high route.
It's going to be tough to beat Tony's.
And that still didn't come out either. I was wondering if someone would play big like Anheuser stable flex to really like make sure something was going to fight back at the end to flatten out, and it didn't look like any of those guys did that.
Yeah, I don't guess so. That would have been a cool thing to see, though.
Good shot.
We've seen a few nice little out forehands with some touch already in this round.
Yeah, and they're easy to get away from, especially you just roll one over a little bit down into the ground at cut rolls, or sawing it off left again, you're right back into the woods. So making these recovery shots look easy.
So Maddie going to be about 35, 36 feet.
Oh, cowabunga.
Great putt there.
Yeah, and that is how you body language the disc into the basket.
He didn't like something about that. I think this was the 12th handicap.
Yep.
So again, kind of makes sense, but honestly, surprised to not see it come in a little harder than that.
I would agree. I mean, I just don't. To me, it doesn't look like a hole that you're going to get a ton of birdies on. Maybe there's just not a lot of trouble. There wasn't a lot of bogeys all day. So we did have 2 birdies on the card. Tony moving within 1. So and Matt tying things up. So we got ourselves a a little pincher at the top of the leaderboard.
Yes, we do. Moving to a beautiful hole, hole 9, par 4, 420 feet. Relative to par, one of the easier holes, but that does not mean this gap is easy to get out of. You hit this corner, moving on to the right, and then you got the second half of the hole. It's very well guarded, leading to the basket.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, there it is. I think you just want to get to the opening off your tee shot. Pretty much.
Like so?
Yes. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And then you're feeling comfortable.
I love that pretty little magnolia tree on the right side up there. Oof.
I think this is a good example. Hey, sunglasses.
Sunglasses are off again.
Good example of a par 4, a fair par 4 that's in the 400s.
Yeah, because it's a technical, right? Like you can't get 380 feet off of the tee box. You've got to work a smart, you know.
Yeah, like if you get past that road off your tee shot, you've got to outside look for a putt, and that's an eagle worthy.
Sure.
Yeah. That is a good shot.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. There's that magnolia tree.
I would like to see if someone's drive was better than that. Sunglasses fell again.
Oh my gosh, what a shot.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah. Such good touch with that too, man.
Yeah, it just floated in there.
It's really hard to get your angle correct when you're having to turn, you know, basically facing away from the basket, and your back is to the basket. So
great shot. PA2.
PA2 fam.
He was killing the A2 and the PA2 all tournament.
So, oh wow. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Just means we get to see a longer tournament, but can't say I'm not excited about that.
Yeah, and there's the trouble, you know, with that last part of the hole there is pull something a little bit, push it, get a tree kick.
Interesting choice there.
Yeah.
Those just touchy forehands are you know, difficult to control that disc. So interesting he chose to go that. But he made sure he got to the opening on the backside of the basket, so he's at least got a clean putt.
That's true.
Can't argue with that logic.
Fast sets.
Oh.
And sets.
A non-turbo and sets again.
That was a pretty putt.
Such a beautiful putt. Why does he not putt like that all the time?
That was really pretty.
Oh my gosh.
That little slight nose up.
I'm going to need an interview with Tony next time we run into him because I really need to know. And that, to have the best drive and then not birdie the hole is so frustrating.
Yeah, you know he's disappointed with that.
And you got somebody like Matt who is off into the woods on the right and gets the birdie. Smooth little tap in there. Nageeb going to get his birdie as well. So we're going to stay tied for the lead here. Yep.
Yeah, super clutch birdie there from Matt.
Yeah. So your top three guys all getting the birdie, so nothing changing from the front nine of this second round.
Nope. And there you see it. 2 13s, just as you said. Tony right there, one behind. So it's a great round 2 going. The back nine's got some more beautiful holes, some challenging shots. So stay tuned for that. As always, we thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.
Peace.